What's up, Rotters, and welcome to the first in our 4-episode mini-series of An Awfully Mates of Hell Christmas. Coming to you not only in your ears, we're now coming in your eyes. Over on YouTube, you know what I mean? It's a new venture, and we are going to be covering a Trashterpiece Christmas horror movie every Monday up until and including Christmas Day. And of course, the rest of the Mates of Hell are here. Alex Ayling and Brad Hansen. Hello.
We can wait.
Hello. We can gesticulate.
We can do hand gestures.
Yeah, but the people just listening, that's just...
Fuck 'em.
We can't alienate anyone.
Go on YouTube.
Yeah, everyone head to YouTube.
What, you have to listen and then watch as well.
Yes. Anyway, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Were you both already in the mood, or did today's film catapult you into the festive Yuletide movement?
I mean, nothing says Christmas like losing a carrot.
Oh, don't.
You were warned about that. And now that you know what that means.
In their pocket.
I don't appreciate it.
Well, we'll get into that in a little bit more. But
Yeah.
yes, I feel suitably festive now.
Yes, I'm glad. And obviously, for those who are watching us, we also have Toxie with us in a nice little Christmas hat. Now, there was a bit of... Brad and I didn't want to fuck up our hair.
And I didn't get a choice.
No. I love that about you, though, because we can kind of just go, do this, and you will.
Wear a
Very
Christmas
visible.
jumper and you will.
Why am I the most festive out of all of us?
Notoriously grinchy Alex Ayling.
Yeah. Don't even
Well,
like
I did
Christmas
say,
that much.
you know, dress up, it's festive. And me
no
and Brad, this is festive for me.
festive, there's
We've both got
bread.
horror t-shirts on.
Red.
Fine. Anyway, the first episode of An Awfully Mates of Hell Christmas is going to be Jack Frost 1997 from Michael Keaton, who's British. Just putting it out there. This obviously wasn't a first watch for you, Brad, or I. And Alex.
Oh, it was a delightful new Christmas tradition you've introduced me to. Thank you so much.
Oh, I remember this so well, renting this many times in the late 90s, especially because the VHS cover box had a lenticular cover like the Blu-ray that I've got with me. And it's dreadful. It was so dreadful. And the snowman on the lenticular looked nothing like the Jack Frost that we have in the film.
No.
Brilliant. So before I go into it, I'd love to know a sort of concise first thoughts from you, Alex.
I mean, I hated it.
No.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything. I went through the whole roller coaster of emotions, apart from fear. That was one that never crossed my mind. That was nothing to do with this film.
Yeah.
Revulsion, yes. Confusion, absolutely. Merriment, hilarity,
Right.
all of those
That'll do.
things.
Yeah, that'll
all
do.
of
I
those.
got-
There's
we
quite
got
a lot
it.
there.
We got it.
More than we expected.
And Brad, how many times have you seen it?
Too many.
Really?
Like too many. That and its sequel, obviously, Attack of the Killer, Snowman.
Yeah.
Yes, they're terrible, but there's such warm endearingness to them. I think that
Completely agree.
you kind of overlook all the like naff puns and dialogue and those bits and pieces because it does feel so very earnestly Christmassy. Where some of the films we've chosen to talk about later on as a teaser, less festive, shall we say?
Yes. Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I normally get right into Christmas from the 1st of November, and when Mariah announces it,
Yeah.
and I'm listening to music and I'm watching all the crappy Hallmark films, and I haven't at all. This was my first Christmas movie this year, and it made me feel wonderful. So much so that and now I'm listening to Christmas music, so it really kickstarted it. So I've got some international titles for
Yes,
you.
this is the best bit.
So, I mean, they're not amazing. I think films that we've got coming up, there are better ones. But today, Jack Frost, 1997. In Finland, it was purely Killer Snowman.
Sure.
Because I suppose you can understand, because Jack Frost is it's a legend. It's a...
So I don't know anything about Jack Frost as a legend.
It's lore, isn't it? Isn't it
It's
like...
not
song?
helping me.
Is that what you mean?
What song?
Jack Frost nipping at your toe.
Well, no, he's mentioning an already established
Do you think
character.
one of us should have maybe looked at this?
I know. But I just thought Alex would know.
Oh, yes.
Why
Mr.
would I know?
Christmas.
Because I'm so Christmassy.
Infamously
And you're
Christmas.
studious.
No, not for this.
You're mistaking grey hair for studiousness there.
Can't see my grey hair.
We've done you a favour.
Oh, it's going to be like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you're in the middle.
The roast, the Christmas roast.
In Germany, it was the ice cold killer. I love that.
Well, that makes it sound a lot classier.
I know.
Actually,
Sounds
it
very
is.
knife and dagger.
Yeah.
Greece,
Come on.
Come on, Grace.
manic snowman.
Yes, Greece.
Yeah.
Manic snowman.
No reference to the fact that it's amazing that it's alive. Just the attribute of this alive snowman is manic. Mexico, terror on ice.
Mexico.
What did I say? Mexico?
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
I think.
Mexico.
Well,
Mexico.
luckily it's been
Mexico.
recorded. Mexico.
Mexico.
Oh, God.
There we go.
Anyway.
In Russia, it was just snowman.
What? I have questions.
Ask away,
Are
just
they-
not to me. Okay.
all snowmen are scary in Russia, so we don't
It's
have to
just snow-
preface
yeah.
that it's a horror movie. It's just snowman. It's like Raymond Briggs. Like, what
Right,
did they call
exactly
that?
that one,
Snowman
Snowman.
as well.
The Snowman Killer,
The Snowman.
or whatever it was. The Snowman Killer. One of my favorite bits of trivia. I love it when you just know immediately the type of person who's written it, and it's a lechy fucking guy. And it says, Shannon Elizabeth's first acting role in a movie and her first nude scene. Well, obviously genius.
Yeah.
Her
Okay.
first role, her first nude scene. But he doesn't stop there. No, he doesn't. He says, she filmed this before she got the breast implant, she reveals in American Pie 1999. Reveals?
Reveals.
Here are my breast implants.
These people that write these IMDb things, man.
You know them though.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
know
do the
exactly
voice.
who they are.
I didn't do the voice. I'm gonna do it again, but with
Is
the
it you?
voice.
It wasn't
it-
me, no, surprisingly. No.
Shannon Elizabeth first. Shannon Elizabeth's first acting role in a movie and her first nude scene. She filmed this before she got the breast implant, she reveals in American Pie 1999.
Reveals.
You know it's right.
Where's it?
You went a bit Paddy McGuinness there.
Where is-
Single man, reveal yourself. Shannon Elizabeth, reveal
Almighty.
yourself.
Is it my turn to do a fucking...
Yeah.
For once, I don't have to do the synopsis.
So I wrote this on the train on the way here because I forgot
Classic.
that it was meant to be me and not Alex. So, Jack Frost is the tale of a serial killer inexplicably named Jack Frost. Yes, that's his name before he turns into a snowman. Poor kid never had a chance. After a death row transportation accident results in Jack perishing in a bath of genetic research acid, Jack's essence becomes one with the snow and he returns as a most of the time rock-solid snowman. He possesses the same talents as Alex Mack and can melt himself into a puddle at will. He seeks revenge on the cop who sent him down by killing everyone he can in the town of Snowmanton. Luckily, he only uses or remembers to use his razor-sharp retractable ice teeth and icicle darts sporadically and is able to be stopped by a chance meeting with a young poisoner and murderer-in-waiting, Spiked Oates, 10-year-old Ryan, walking in the air. More like fuck to death in the bath.
You were doing so well to the very
I
end.
nearly didn't do the last two lines, but I thought late. I think it was my stop. Next, I was like, oh, I've got to do something with the snowman. Walking in the air. I wrote that, and then walk in the air. More like what happens in the movie. Fucked in the bath. Fucked to death in the bath.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Wow.
I hadn't quite realised how much nominative determinism there was in this film.
Tell me what that is again.
That's when you're named after the thing that you become.
Yes.
So, Stevie Webb, if
Oh,
you'd
yeah.
been like
You'd be a spider.
a spider,
Alex Mack, because of the coat.
sure.
Yeah.
Brad Hansen and Bop, I don't know.
Oh, God, here we go.
Okay.
And then because there's Jack Frost and then there's Snowmanton.
Yes. Oh yeah, very good.
Nominative determinism.
I quite like that the FBI agent as well is called Manners.
Because he's got none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the you've got to dig for that one.
Yeah.
They don't spell that one out. Right, let's fucking do it. Talk to me. Immediately, I felt very uncomfortable with the voiceover.
Oh, no. I was having none of that. Absolutely not. What was it? The Crankies?
I know.
Doing
It's so
that.
clearly an older woman. Going,
Yeah.
Oh, Dad.
What? Was that like Gollum again?
They can now see you do that, let alone hear
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh, I can edit whatever the fuck I want
That's
out.
very true.
That's why you're in the power chair.
Yes, it's very hot in the power chair.
Yeah.
I'm sweating.
Try wearing a jumper.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
No.
The opening.
I mean, I like the baubles. They were nice, nicely painted.
But the credits.
Yeah. Off camera, we spoke about how I was very fond of the kind of macrame credit sequence, as we traverse a tree. But the two, do you want to hear a story? And he's got that kind
Uncle,
of.
though. Why does it have to be an uncle? Why is it not dad?
No.
And he's got like a little sass to his voice, hasn't he?
Definitely.
Oh yes, you want to hear a story?
I
Do
don't
you?
like this.
I do. I like the movement with it. I
No,
think
I-
Thrusting, because that's what I imagine he's doing as he says it.
Oh, it's okay, Brad.
I just
Let's-
no. Normally,
got-
normally I can only see a head when we
Oh,
do these
right.
things. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
just
what's
keep
putting me
your-
off.
Keep your eyes at eye.
I think he's the same guy that wrote the IMDb bit about Shannon and Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah, that
doing
makes sense.
But the thing is, it's this exposition, and we get the story of who Jack Frost was, and he was this serial killer they just couldn't catch, and then one guy caught him in a very mundane situation. But the thing is, we also get basically this whole story again in the next scene, with the first actual scene where it's the two cop drivers, and they go through the whole story again, basically.
Yeah.
And then we later see him get caught
And then
as
we
well.
see the actual scene in a flashback. Yeah, so he's on his way to be executed. What did you think of this then? Because I loved the character of Jack Frost.
Oh, I've got one other note from before.
Yes.
In the story, they were talking about like bits of people in pies.
Yeah.
Fingertips, eyelids, earlobes. How would you spot an eyelid in a pie?
Just a piece of gristle.
Well,
Yeah, it's just such a thin
But if the eyelashes were still on,
membrane. Oh,
they may have singed off if
yeah,
it's been cooked.
it depends. I mean, if it would render, wouldn't it? It would become a fatty deposit.
I'm so glad you brought it up though, because I skipped over a note that I had that said pies with ears, and I thought I have no idea what I meant by that. So I
Now you get it.
Yeah,
Eyes
There
and
we
ears,
go.
earlobes.
Reverse
Yeah,
engineering the plot.
Also, so the two cops are driving, and they're like,
both driving.
yeah, and then it's like, oh, he's being executed in 30 minutes. Get a wriggle on, lads.
No.
Come on.
Is there no like administrative procedures that need to be done? His last
You're
meal.
going to be late.
Yeah, I don't understand that, and I'm pretty sure with execution, not that I'm not
Au fait.
yes, not that I'm au fait, but there's like it's not as soon as you get there you can just go. There's a whole
Fast track.
thing. You've got to get.
Maybe they've got fast pass. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what
that's
it is?
They paid the extra £7 at Stansted Airport.
When
to
has
go
that
through
ever been faster though? Because everyone does that, and so actually the crowd is at the fast track.
This is turning into Martin Lewis's money savings.
But the truck of genetic acid. Talk to me. I enjoyed the meltdown though.
Yeah. Did he plan it?
Listen, there are a lot of coincidental moments in this and next week's film where everything just happens at the right time.
Because he sort of gets out of his handcuffs in the back,
Yeah.
presuming that he's going to have an opportunity to escape the van, and then literally seconds before impact, he goes, "Oh yeah," like he knows it's about to happen. Is
How
he
does he
got
know?
Ammunition? Is he already like?
Is the genetic man in on it? Maybe he wasn't distracted by his hot cocoa that he could not wait to drink, so he decided to. Also, that looked like Clint Howard, but I checked and it isn't Clint Howard.
What did?
The truck driver who's driving the genetic research material. So I don't know why I'm telling you any of this, because I was like, oh, it's Clint Howard. It's not.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Good bit.
But what do you get when you cross genetic research acid truck and death row transportation truck?
State executional transport vehicle.
Thank you.
It says on
There
the
you go.
side.
Does it?
Yeah.
And you wrote it down?
I did.
Yeah, I
Of
wrote
course
it
you
down.
did.
See, don't worry. But what do you get?
You get a snowman. A killer one.
Manic snowman.
Manic
A
snowman.
Manic snowman.
Yeah, it's wonderful. As soon as you see the blood cells spiking, that's when you know where we are, what film we're in.
Was this the kind of like? Oh, I was going to make a reference that you two are too young for. Was it like the Krypton factor kind of?
I know what the
Krypton
Krypton
fucking
factor is.
Factor is.
All right, I always forget.
You're
how
like
young
2
everyone is.
years older than us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure.
No, it's a bit more.
It's a bit more.
I was trying to be nice, mate. but, all right.
Are
Take
you
the hair off.
are you a millennial?
No.
What are
Well-
you?
I'm an Xennial. Do you want to get into this now?
Sure.
I'm on the cusp between Gen X and Millennial. So that means I had an analog childhood and a digital. I came of age at the same time as the internet.
Okay, but
I got
what
my
do you
first-
see yourself more as?
What do you
Gen X?
identify as?
I'm a bridge. I'm a bridge between
No,
the two.
you're one of those. Don't, because it's those people that go like, "Oh my god, are you a Scorpio?" And they go, "Yeah, are you?" Yeah. Well, no, I'm sort of.
Yeah, but that's all fucking made up.
So is Gen X and
No, but
millennial.
literally, like, up until the age of 18, no internet. 18 onwards, internet.
Yeah, but you're telling me facts of
Fact, not like horoscope.
You're telling me the progression of
Time.
no.
Technology.
I
Technology.
feel like this might be a bit of a dead duck.
I
But
think
I'm saying that the actual title
exennial.
is just the same as
If
astrology.
Brad were at home, he'd be on Wikipedia reading about
Yes, he
exennials.
would.
And then I'd explain it in detail by
No, it'd be
simply
opening
reading.
it'd be opening packages that have just arrived. That's what you'd be doing.
God, I did that one time.
Once was enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Anyway, yeah, so we get our wholesome family, which is Sam the sheriff, who was the guy who caught him back in the day. What do you think of this little family then? And it's wild to me. I mean, when we talk about it at the end, but the oats.
Please.
Okay. Because
Also,
I wondered why they made such a big deal of it.
yeah, Chekhov's oats.
Check oats.
But also, what the fuck were they? Are we allowed to swear on YouTube? Are we
Yeah,
doing swearing?
yeah,
Okay.
we'll do
What the
swearing.
fuck were they? Because they were brown.
Well, the
yeah,
chocolate.
chocolate
So the
oats.
chocolate, but
Chocolate oats.
but what was it? Just like slopping
no, it
porridge
was-
in a bag.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Tupperware had been invented by this point. Like what were?
But no, he had no. But the thing is, you can't throw Tupperware in a bin because you need to keep it. He had no intention of eating it because that's why we get a random voiceover memory later on where he's throwing it in the bin. And it goes, "Oh, Dad, I made it special," and he takes it back out of the bin.
Oh.
So that's why they're really going. We're really focusing on these oats. Really remember these. And
These
it's like,
are,
I'll
these
never-
are gonna be important
Yeah.
at some point.
And when you see him making them, I'm like, I'll never forget. Don't worry.
Don't they turn up in a glove box later, or have I made that up?
Well, no. So what happens is
They're in the
he
car.
turns up at the sheriff's station. He throws them in the trash there, but the guilt that his son made them for him
Yes.
makes him pull them back out of the trash because they mean so much to him. Because this bag of shit that he's been given is from his son, who's slaved across the stove all morning, making
A
chocolate
stove and under the kitchen sink,
just all
Yeah.
over the place. Yes.
or the garage or whatever.
Yeah, wherever you keep your antifreeze.
Antifreeze. Well, my if it was my dad, he'd be a goner.
Oh.
Because my dad was such a trooper with shit like that. I always, well, actually, my mum made. He was sold up as the sacrifice basically in the family. Because I loved to cook things, and I had a fascination with black food dye as well. So everything I cooked was black.
You've been a goth since day one, haven't you?
Everything I cooked was black. Sometimes I'd start it green and then add black, and it would always turn black, obviously, because I wasn't too good on the spectrum, and so
Color or
Couldn't leave it alone, could you?
oh, he
I
tangled.
saw him light up. I saw him light up. I saw it. I'm going to zoom in on that moment. No, with the colour spectrum, and so everything would be black, and so it would be black muffins, black jelly, anything. And so I remember one very specific time when I'd made a cake, and it was black sponge and black cream,
Buttercream.
and black buttercream and icing. So it's just black and a lot of water. I think my measurements were a little off as well because I remember him biting into it and it, like a Tom and Jerry cartoon, it sprayed in two perfect streams.
A baked good sprayed.
Completely. It was sodden. I don't know if it turned the oven on. It might have just been raw.
Wow.
I don't know what happened, but I remember it spraying out.
So you were the young poisoner,
Yeah.
your family.
Yeah, but I mean,
But there's a level.
mine were all from the bakery section of the supermarket,
Yeah.
not the...
Not from the garage.
not from the hardware section. Anyway, when we meet all of the locals,
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed this because it's one of those characterful towns.
Oh, lovely. There's no small parts, Stevie.
No,
There's no small parts in this town. The snowman building competition, or the snowman building competition.
yeah, I was a bit upset.
Does anyone know when they shot this film?
They shot it when?
When? In what time of year?
Oh, it was winter, but it was in Big Bear,
Uh-huh.
and it was the biggest drought on record. So there was not even a tiny bit of snow.
Well, there's a note about that in the credits, actually.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so everything is snow blankets, and
Yeah.
you'll notice that most of the shots are tilted up so that you never see the ground. So that you don't
Because
have
it's
to,
like arid.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's cracking.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, most of it is all shot at an upward angle. So, yeah, no snow whatsoever. I like the, actually, I was pissed off. You know the snow the Tommy Boy makes, the snow woman with the big tits?
Yeah.
And he says, I'm going to call her Cindy Snowflake.
Yeah.
That's not a play on words.
No.
It should have been Cindy Thorford.
Yeah. Thorford, that's a good one.
But
That's too
I
highbrow for this
I
film.
really hate stuff like that, though.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Call her Cindy Snowflake.
I must say that all of these look incredibly structurally sound. At one point, two people were hanging off of this. Two people were
integrity.
flirting, hanging off of, like the tits of this snowman, and,
yeah.
and it is going nowhere. That is rigid.
Very spherical as well.
Yes.
Perfectly spherical.
Yes, which I don't know if you can actually do with.
It's more ice, that one, I guess.
Do we ever find out? I've just had a little brain arism.
Freeze.
And yeah, anti-brain freeze. You know, one of the guys is like hiding his snowman until later
Under the sheet.
under
Yes.
the sheet. Do we ever see it?
I'm guessing... Go on.
Yes.
Do we?
Yes.
I don't remember seeing it.
When
Isn't
they
it the
run
one
out
we
later.
get?
Yeah.
Isn't it the one that becomes... that Jack uses?
Is it?
That's the primer. Yeah.
Is it? I didn't realise that.
I only assume that because they made such a big deal of it being under the sheet.
Under the top. I'm not sure because doesn't he just turn out at the front of the house?
Yeah. I don't know now.
I don't think we ever see what's underneath that sheet because he's really protective over it. Like, don't look, don't look, don't look. And I don't think we ever get the payoff of what it is.
Oh no, I
under
think
there.
we did, when they run out, they're like, "Where is he? Where is he?" And they're pulling all the sheets off, all the ones, and he goes like, "Oh no, don't." But I don't. It
What's
was
under it?
It was unremarkable.
So no payoff. Right. Okay.
So he wasn't going to win.
So no payoff.
Oh, fuck that. First death, though. Weird one with the old man. Rocking
He does it
chair?
off screen, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
there's a lot of... Nothing really happens on camera. It's a lot of cut
Yeah.
kills.
I was so annoyed about the fact that the chair was rocking until
They made the
until they made the
gag.
gag, and I was like, okay, this film knows what it is.
I really enjoyed that
Yeah,
when he
yeah,
goes,
yeah.
take your foot off the chair.
Yeah, take your foot off the chair.
It was nice. But you'll see all of that scene is shot really from the ground, low up. Low up?
Low up, as we say.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. Then, yeah, so we've got the agent Manners
Yeah.
from the FBI. Tell me...
You know he's in the FBI because he's wearing a suspicious black turtleneck.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you understand anything? Did we get enough of the actual...
Science.
Yes.
Here comes the
Here comes the science. I've written that.
Yeah.
And I said,
No, it
to
doesn't-
ask Alex.
Oh, great. Good. So he said, we hadn't even tested the acid on an amoeba, let alone a human cell.
But take solace in the fact that we know it works.
Yeah.
So it's doing its desired function,
Don't
which
question.
is turn people into
To what? This is
other matter
Oh,
that
no,
it comes
so
in contact with.
Is it to Alex Mack them?
He explains it later. Wait, is it this one or is that the next one he explains later? Hang
What, you
on.
mean the next film?
Yeah. Is this the one with the nuclear holocaust explanation? Or was that the next one?
I don't.
There's
I've seen
no-
any film.
That neither film has nuclear holocaust exclamations.
Yes, this one does.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't remember that either.
It's about, so he's invented this thing that bonds genetic material
Are you
to
about to do a
inanimate
Brad?
objects.
Oh no, you're not just gonna. Okay, carry on. Sorry. It bonds chromosome.
Yes, to inanimate objects, so that when there's a nuclear holocaust, we can then be resurrected from, I don't know,
Ice
rocks
or-
and ice and shit.
Okay,
Cool.
I do
race.
remember that. It's about
Cool.
bonding chromosomes.
Yeah, it's the future. Come on, guys, it's the future of the human race. Climate emergency. We should be looking into this.
Should be. Should be.
We're on YouTube now. We should need some conspiracy theory shit.
Oh, to get the Rogan crowd in.
Oh, yeah.
We've got to,
Yeah.
got to get into that rabbit hole.
You ever done DMT?
Run DMT.
I had the runs. So then we see the kid doing making his special, and he keeps calling it his special. That's the oat thing we've already discussed.
But he's saying special because the code is is deadly.
Well, I don't know. He's just like, I made you my special. And I'm like,
Oh.
why is it singular? I don't like that it's singular. But anyway, so then he goes out and plays, and then the bully Ryan
Yes, I love
turns up.
this. No, the kid is Ryan. The bully is
Here's
Billy.
one. Billy the bully.
I didn't read my
Bully.
notes. I got my notes
No,
jumbled.
that's fine.
Bully.
Oh yeah, but he's given the snowman that's just appeared outside. He's given him. Okay.
No.
Okay. Listen.
No,
Do
I
you-
know what you're gonna say.
Do you?
I think so.
So he's given him from his own house 2 coal eyes and a carrot, and he makes him a mouth. The Jack Frost then relies on those things to see and smell and fuck, I guess, but they're not part of his molecular
Structure.
structure.
But I guess the water could seep in, and then he could control them.
But coal literally isn't an eye. It's not like you can make it use it for
Maybe
its
he's
work.
seeing
You make a good
beyond
point.
the coal.
I thought you were going to say, like, because the big anonymous snowman with no features appears outside.
Yeah.
She's like, go make a face out of it, and just gives him 2 carrots.
Oh really? I didn't-
The mum gives Ryan 2 carrots. Make a face out of it.
like Jesus,
But
with 1 fish or whatever it was. Was it 1 fish he fed 20 people?
Oh, Jesus.
talking about 2 carrot, like. Well, I was like, what, are you going to break the second carrot up to make it into a mouth and eyes? Like, what? Why does it? You don't need 2 carrots.
Maybe
famously.
he was trying to ordain him with a willy. Perhaps.
But that must have been her idea because she was the one that gave him 2
Or maybe
carrots.
she was planning on visiting the snowman later because of her absent husband who's always working. I don't know. It doesn't matter, really, in the grand scheme.
I
of
wish I
things.
had seen that because that would piss me off.
Yeah.
So that's double. Now
you
I'm
go.
just annoyed.
cross.
Now you're
Now
pissed off that you didn't notice it.
Yeah, and still pissed off that they become his actual facets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
But we get the bully's head off. It's all right.
Physics.
Yes.
Okay, so he's lying
Physics
on the floor.
corner.
The sled is going to go over the top, presumably. If it's going to sever the neck, it's going to have to go like this. And then the head flies in an arc over the sky.
Yeah.
I think it was because the snowman's got,
It was black ice, you have to remember.
and which it wasn't. It was fluffy snow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very famously
Yes.
not black ice.
Yes.
But hadn't they made a toboggan run for the sled? Wasn't
Yes,
that
and
the
it was,
vibe?
and that was through their property line, yeah.
Yes. I still don't understand how it got from underneath the sled to then arcing through the air.
Listen, I don't think it really matters.
Well, I mean, sure, but like, isn't that why we're here?
In a way, yes.
I don't know why we're here.
No,
Me?
I'm not sure either.
But Shannon Elizabeth, let's talk about her for a bit.
Sure.
So,
No, but can we just say, I just love the way the head gets its own body bag. I really loved that.
I missed that as well.
And also-
a whole body bag that's black or whatever else, but the head in the body bag is clear.
They drag that away. And then there's a bloodied patch on the floor, obviously, from where it happened. And one of the coroners kicks the tiniest bit of snow over it and goes, that'll do.
That'll do it.
Covered it up.
Don't eat red snow, though.
Don't eat red snow.
Yeah, but Shannon Elizabeth. Wow.
Yeah.
That's all I'm putting on the floor, and I'd like you to discuss it.
In what context? Her performance in general, or
Just
her end?
what they use her for, the way they use her. Did you think she was good? She says a line in this which was, "The Lord forsook this house long ago."
Forsook.
Forsook.
what verb is forsook?
Forsook.
to forsake?
Yeah.
Forsooken.
And she's making it past.
Forseeked.
Forsook.
Forsooked. Sure. She is criminally underused because we've learned, obviously, in the future that, you know, she was a very good and adept and capable comedic actress in some of the other things that she's done post this. However,
Post boob job, I thought you were going to say.
before she released them into the world on American Pie.
Revealed them.
Revealed them.
Revealed.
So yes, criminally underused, but unfortunately, I don't think that Michael Cooney is maybe in the business of writing badass feminist final girls. I don't think that's perhaps his modus operandi or his forte. Yes. So unfortunately, we're left with
This.
what we have. Unfortunately, I would argue that no one is written particularly well.
No, and I mean, she's very horny, and I'm only pointing that out because the grief is so transient about her brother's death, because her brother was
Yeah.
Billy the Bully.
Billy the Bully.
Stop saying Billy the Bully.
So Billy the Bully, he gets done, and then so they have the big argument. Then the dad goes out for a smoke, and he says,
Is this the ad?
Nobody.
"You have got a problem with the physics of this as well."
Oh, we'll get to that. But nobody is very sad about Billy's death.
No one's
all-
mourning him.
They're all
But he was a
over it
bully.
pretty quick.
And I'm not saying if your
But
kid's a
even his
bully.
mum.
No, I know.
She's just humming a little
But I
ditties.
bet he was a fucking handful.
Oh, sure, but still. Only a mother could love him, you know.
My mum always used to say to me, "I'll always love you, but I don't like you." She used to say that to me all the time when I was a teenager.
I thought you were going to say something much more related, like Mum always used to say to me, "I'll always love you. If you die,
If you get
horribly."
decapitated by a
By a
sled.
sled.
But no, she used to always say that to me. So, Mum, if you're watching, that really did a number on me.
Yeah. Look at him now.
Look at me now.
Shell.
A shell of a man, a husk.
Talk to me about the axe then, because I really enjoyed this bit.
Oh, listen.
And
so
actually, the snowman as well, while we're at it. I think we should probably, it's time we
please can
talk about him.
Please, can we talk about how utterly unmenacing this snowman is in any way?
Please,
Stevie.
did you just
Please.
hand gesture me?
Please.
Please.
I don't know. His eyebrows point down.
Ooh.
His twigs point down. I think it's a hangover from when I was a kid, because it did used to be quite a presence to behold when I was younger. That I'd be like, oh yeah, he's a bit.
I mean, he's a large
unnerving.
snowman.
Yeah. No, it wasn't his size. I wasn't like. I know I found him quite menacing, and so I did experience it this time as well. I thought, oh yeah, we've got ourselves a villain.
Well, it's more
Re-traumatised.
what he says rather than. I mean, what he does is obviously pretty nasty, but the things that he says, I mean, he gives me a run for the money with like the bad puns.
Yeah.
Oh.
I asked you for a smoke.
Only asked you for a smoke.
Looks like Santa came early this year.
Some of them don't make any sense.
No.
Such as don't eat
Don't
yellow
eat
snow.
yellow snow.
Don't eat yellow. When did
No
that?
yellow
Where's that
snow.
come from? Doesn't make any sense.
No one even
When
has a
did
piss
that
in this film.
happen?
No, doesn't make any sense.
The axe, though, yes, loved it. Because it was so surprising.
Yeah.
Like when someone swings an axe,
That isn't how you expect it to go.
you don't expect it to go shaft first.
Careful.
I'm just trying to trigger you.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be the bigger man at this point. Yes.
But it's lovely because it comes thick and fast at this point, because we've got that, and then we've got the brilliant. Oh, she was new. Did you hear that? It was like someone else was in there.
Julia's out as well.
Julia's out. Oh, I can feel it's because I'm boiling. But then it comes really thick and fast.
Because this is where we learn that he can do the T1000 thing.
Yes.
The Alex Max
The
thing.
Alex Mack
Alex
T1000.
And sort of, you know,
Who did it better?
Alex
Wait,
Mack.
isn't it Alex Mack? Hers is like mercury though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's very specific. She can't, she can't camouflage herself in a bath of water.
No.
No, only in gasoline puddles.
Yeah. Or thermometers.
Yeah.
He's back. I don't know what the laugh is here.
It's a new one we're finding. So I'll quickly take over while you sort yourself out.
Please.
So this is where the mother dies. She gets
Yeah,
choked.
no, I
with-
love this kill though.
Yeah,
It's a really good one.
Really, but it's also comical, but really hard to watch as well, because when he smashes her head into those
Into the
boxes of
baubles.
baubles and gives him a good like swivel around
And the bits of bauble that are sticking out her face as well.
each time she comes up.
And he's put one in her mouth as well, which is clearly shattering as. We're gesticulating again.
That's all right.
But for you at home,
This
you're
is
loving
just for
it.
you on YouTube.
Yes.
All the hands.
Yeah, it's a lovely little section, very Christmassy.
I love it. Then she gets garroted, strangled by the lights
Yeah.
and attached to the tree.
Yeah, and
It's a
wasn't-
good image. It's an evocative image.
It's really nice.
Didn't she have a line earlier which was really odd? Like I've always
wanted to be the angel on the tree.
and it's
She
and
got
the
a
line
wish.
literally dies when she says it. Even the person she says it to is like, huh? And you immediately go, is that
Foreboding.
coming back? Yeah, foreboding.
But then if it was going to be the angel in the tree, you should have shoved the tree up her.
All right,
No.
I'm not cutting that
But no, he should have.
pocket, upper pocket
Up her pink pocket.
from last time.
Yeah. One for you Patreons at home.
Yeah, that's a reference. Oh, no, I'm cutting that out.
That's gone.
Yeah, but then they do decide to have a curfew, which is something that doesn't happen
but
often in these towns.
We've missed my favorite line reading of the whole film at this point.
Please.
Is then he's like, when the deputies find the body, she's like strapped to the tree, and he says, "Don't you think we should leave her up for the whole 12 days of Christmas thing?" And then he pauses to eat a Pez out of a snowman Pez.
Dispenser.
I need to know, was that in the script? Is this an improvisation? Did this guy just happen to have a snowman Pez on him?
Or is this all Cooney? Is this the auteur that is Cooney?
I think it probably is.
It seems intentional.
I mean, he
Judging
wrote
by some of the
Identity.
other jokes that are in this.
Identity.
He did write Identity. It's so weird that he wrote Identity. It doesn't make
I
any
know.
sense to me.
Well, he was very much we need a director for this. Will you do it? For Jack Frost, so they just jumped in. So it wasn't like it wasn't a passion project for him. And I think it was 1.5 million they had at the time, which is about 4 million now, which is all right.
Sizable.
And then when he did
Those
Identity,
baubles must have cost a lot at the beginning.
yeah, exactly. And then with the Tipex pen, And then when he did Identity, apparently the catering truck cost the same amount as this film.
That's amazing.
It's always what you like to know. So yeah, they run the curfew, and then this is where Shannon Elizabeth tries to seduce the boy, and they do the most realistic strip off.
Oh yeah, her brother's just died though.
Her brother's just died, but grief makes people horny.
Yeah.
Taylor's oldest
Yeah,
time.
who am I? No, and that's the 5 stages of grief, isn't it? The horn, denial, acceptance,
Bargaining.
Acceptance again.
You accept
She
it
went back
twice.
into bargaining.
Yeah.
To horny.
Back
Yeah.
to horny.
Back to horny.
And then to acceptance again.
But yeah, they have the realistic, like they're stripping off for a good 30 seconds because of all the layers.
That's a lot
And I
of
was
layers.
like, that is at least, that makes sense to me. I get that. That makes sense. And then
Yeah.
she's like, pour me wine and a roaring log fire. That's the only way I can get in the mood.
Yeah.
And then I thought that the boy, does the
Now.
boy, right.
Right.
Jack's in the freezer.
Yes. Yes.
You don't eat freezer ice
No.
for a
I
start.
said that. That's not the ice you chip off. That's frost.
Yeah.
Freezer frost.
That's going
weren't
to
you
have
taught as a kid?
coolant in it and
Never
stuff.
fucking eat freezer frost. Yeah, it's got coolant and all sorts of
All
it.
sorts of shit. So anyway, he puts it in the wine like Diane Keaton and, and drinks it. Now, I admit, once again, maybe went into a fugue state at this point. Does that have a payoff?
No.
That winds me up.
Me too. I was waiting for Jack to come out of him and mix with his own inner waters.
Oh. Yeah, no, I completely...
It does not.
It doesn't have a...
Because you
payoff
get
at
so
all.
distracted with what happens in the bath
Yeah.
Yeah.
that you miss the fact that they've clearly
He's
set up
ingested it.
him ingesting Jack. And then shh, it's fine. We'll keep going. But then we get no payoff.
No. It's wild. And
Doesn't make any
actually
sense.
what I wanted to happen at this point happens later to someone else
Yes.
instead.
Yeah. Who didn't consume any ice.
No.
No.
I was furious
Okay.
about how long she took to dry her hair before immediately getting into the bath
It is
and
a
immediately
wild
dunking her head. in.
decision.
Yeah.
Because the whole point is she's drying her hair so that she can't hear anything going on.
Yeah.
Because
Meanwhile, he's shooting icicles at the time.
Yeah.
That's
This is
right.
where we get, well, it ain't fucking frosty.
Yes. They all say that. They all refer to their happy family
Can-
comparative.
Sure.
Sure. And
Counterpart.
he's the world's most pissed off snow cone.
No, that's not
That's not a thing either.
Absolutely
That doesn't
not.
work.
the world's most pissed off snow cone. There's nothing there for me. There's
No.
nothing to pick out.
No.
Fantastic. But yeah, so that's why she's drying her hair. So it's like, oh, why wouldn't she come running? Because she's using the hairdryer. And as you say,
Plot reasons.
Yeah.
Not,
right,
story.
to the bath.
Yeah.
To the
Straight in.
bath.
To the bath.
Oh,
Um,
pleased.
I'm going to let you take it, Brad. And just to say, I saw in an interview that the creators, years later, claimed they didn't mean for it to look like that.
Absolutely false.
I know.
Because-
I know.
100% false because of what's in the credits.
Yes, and
what he
the
says.
line afterwards.
Uh,
They're not getting away with it.
No.
But it's not nice. Talk to me.
So we
right down the
yes.
camera.
So we start with a wonderful.
Closer to the mic.
Yes, we start with a wonderful shot of Shannon Elizabeth revealing herself in the bath. And then there is actually a quite good SFX shot of the snow kind of enveloping her, I would say.
So the water gets colder. That's how you know something's about to happen.
Yeah, that's where you know there's a snowman in the bath. And it freezes around her, and then she sort of becomes entwined with Jack. However, Jack's nose is now no longer where it was on his face, and it seems to have travelled
Elsewhere.
south somewhat. And then Shannon Elizabeth is repeatedly rammed into the tiling of said bath. And Jack, once she is dead, says, "Looks like Christmas came early." Which definitely says that this is intentional and in no way just a continuity error.
Just horrendous.
It's bad stuff.
I didn't clock that when I was a kid. I
never
thought
did.
he was just smashing her against the wall to kill her.
But
There is a line in the credits. So between all the credits,
Yes.
there's all these different lines, one like in jokes and all this other fucking bullshit. And then there's one line that says, "Where was the carrot in the bathroom?"
Yes, it's there. It's
So
in
they
print.
know exactly. They knew exactly.
Yeah,
so all
because
of
these
this
are all
kind of
these are all questions obviously that happened on set. Because one of them is like, "Hang on, snowmen don't have arms."
arms. There's some other good ones in there.
Yeah, there's some really good ones. It's an infamous scene though.
Yes.
But there's just no way of them going back on that with that line after it.
No.
Looks like Christmas came early. It's almost like that line in "The World Is Not Enough."
You're going to have to help me out here because I'm not a dad.
One of the last.
Looks like Easter came early.
No, so.
Looks like Halloween came early.
Looks like shaken, not stirred.
I thought Christmas only came once a year.
Looks like, frankly, I don't give.
Oh, because her name's like...
Her name's Dr.
Oh,
Lois
yes!
Yes.
That's
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
My dad would have liked that joke.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they do the whole like, Jack Frost is dead. No, Jack Frost has changed.
Yeah.
And we have
the town snowed in.
Yeah, we have the assault on Precinct 13 mode as Jack is now in the police station, kind of terrorizing everyone.
Thank goodness that lovely lady had a hairdryer plugged in on her desk.
Nala.
Nala.
From the Lion King.
Yeah.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Nora.
I don't
Not Nala. I'm gonna
I'm gonna venture.
Marla.
Marla.
It's Marla.
Right.
Yeah, and this is the whole final section now because I kind of like it though. I like this third act. I think it's my favorite section in the whole film, where it's they're all locked down in the station, and I'm not sure what the hairspray thing is.
The aerosols.
Yeah.
They're trying to ignite them.
Oh, so the plan is to also is that how bullets work?
I think the bullet is going to strike something metal and cause a spark that's then going to ignite the aerosols in the corridor.
Which then blows up the station.
Did we hear this plan, or have you put it together afterwards?
No, come on.
So we didn't hear it.
No, you just use your eyes. Don't you?
So they get like 5 in a police station. They get 5 extended cord hairdryers.
That's late.
No, that's later. That's in the community centre town hall thing.
That's later.
They've only got one hairdryer in the.
That's just to prove that it works.
Oh,
so that when we do it later.
Rule of
Oh,
3.
I see.
Yes.
Oh God, we're not at the end.
No.
No.
So we do
You
this.
skipped the whole.
I
thing.
just jumped.
So we blow up the police station. Then he turns into a giant snowball and rams into the town
Yes.
church
Christmas
hall
style.
area. And then this is where the hairdryers come, and they do that like fucking Reservoir Dog shot where it like zooms in on them and they all go.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, do it to Cam. They do. They kind of like
But this is when he's reconstituted himself from the ashes of the burning police station.
Yes.
He's done it in a weird way. And he's like, look, Ma, I'm a Picasso.
I love that. No, I loved that.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's my
You're not a fan of abstract expressionism?
No, absolutely not.
Not in my snowmen.
No.
I'm a traditionalist
my
when it comes to snowmen.
Exactly. I want it watercolour only when
Yes.
it comes to snowmen.
watercolor.
If they're not walking in the air, I'm not
Exactly.
interested.
So, well, then
Now we are here.
Oh, then we get there because he comes under the door, right? And
Yeah.
this is when they. He comes under the door.
Please.
I'm sorry, he gave me eyes. And Yeah, so it's all these extended cord hair dryers.
Yes.
And this is so.
We
I don't
iced
know
him.
about the hairspray thing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the hairspray thing. We've moved past
We've
that.
moved past that. We've gone
No,
past
we
the hair-
haven't, because they set up a whole corridor
You're
of
confusing the
hairspray.
two things.
This
That's
has
already
happened now.
happened.
What?
The
That's already
hairspray is
happened.
The
They blew-
police station.
Yeah.
Then we've got to
Exploded,
go
then
to
Picasso.
Then we've got Picasso. Then
After-
we've got to go to the car with the antifreeze oats.
Yes. But right
then
now.
he gets the fleshy half face,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then he goes into the thing. Then it's the hair dryers.
Okay.
And then we iced him. Then he comes back with
You watch this film on
teeth.
shuffle.
Scenes out of order.
Yeah.
I think I'm just mixing up my hairdryer scenes.
Right. And so
And that's just put everything in a kerfuffle.
So then one of the scientists corners Jack Frost and says to him, and this is probably the most profound part of dialogue in the whole thing. He says, "How does it feel to have breached death?" It's a question that all mankind needs to know. And Jack says,
Cold!
"It's cold!"
Who knew the answer to life, the universe, and everything could be found in 1997's Jack Frost?
Well, I mean, it's the cold embrace of the infinite void, isn't it?
But he's like, I remember the point where he's looking, going, "Where are my eyes? My eyes!" That just really pissed me off.
Oh yeah.
Well, because once again, we've established that he's been able to see previously to this
Yes.
without them.
He can look through puddle. And actually, how is he bringing the carrot and the coal with him whenever he puddleizes?
Oh yeah.
And then slides under doors. How's he getting them
Right.
under?
Doesn't
Because
make any
they're not
sense.
part of it.
No. But he's got the power to move the carrot.
Well, that's because it popped up in the bath and maybe it just froze back somewhere else. It could be on the back of his left hip. We don't know.
We don't know for sure.
No.
But this
And
is
we'll
what
never know.
we then get to the oatmeal. But this makes no sense to me.
Oh my
Why you'll be like clambering against the snowman and find it and just kind of smash it into his head and then
It's in a bag as well.
yeah.
So you've
Grab
got to
what you can, though.
But
Oh, I
but
see.
you've got to smash it so hard that it's got to get out of the bag
Yes.
onto his face.
Yes. And we find out the kids put antifreeze in the oats
Now.
because he doesn't want dad to get cold.
Now then. What,
He's 10.
what the fuck
He's 10.
is going on?
This is something you teach kids at like 3 or 4.
100%. And still don't let it within arm's reach.
Yeah.
I will say that the mum is present during his cooking, so
Right, she's supervising.
she's not watching very carefully.
It's, I mean, I'm glad because it saves the day, but what the fuck? There's something, he does remind me of me. Just little things like that you think, oh, I wonder.
This is why
I
you
wonder
don't-
what it'd be like if I killed my father. Is
Well,
that
but
what
he
you
probably-
mean?
But he was probably thinking more of the constitution of the piece of food that he was making rather than the results later on. But those thoughts that should normally go, nope, they settle. And they settled with me as well, like
Let's make all
like
my
cutting,
food black.
Like, yeah, or cutting the cat's whiskers off and then asking my mum, do cats need their whiskers?
You're just going to admit that on
Yeah.
on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah,
On
and Smudge
YouTube.
was like off balance for like 2 months.
You made your cat wonky.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
but it's that sort of thing where I get those thoughts and
You're going to get some diagnoses in the comments. That's
Oh,
what
I'm
I
sure.
think is going to happen.
That's why when the Spectrum comp came up earlier, I was like, oh, better ask. Better ask. So anyway,
but he's got teeth now.
so he's already had teeth.
But you never used them before, though.
Yeah, he bites someone, nom someone down. And then, so he gets back and he gets hit by a car. And then Jack says, I can see your house from here.
What?
When Jack gets hit with the car, he goes up in the air and he goes, I can see your house from here. Because obviously his house isn't there.
No, he doesn't live
He
there.
doesn't live in Snowmanton.
Snowman.
That's quite funny.
So he says, I can see your house from here.
That's all right.
Yeah, you're quite happy with that?
Yeah.
So anyway, they've also been setting up this joke, right? And it come up at right. This you talk about things that pissed you off. The joke is obviously what's the difference between snowmen and snow women?
Yeah.
And the answer is
Don't do this to me.
honestly, it
No.
wound me up so
I
much.
No, I
So
know what you're going to
angry.
say.
Right. So the answer is snowballs.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's no balls.
Yeah. And the sheriff has his big moment to have his big triumphant line, and he absolutely whiffs the joke because he says, what's the difference between snowmen and snow women? No balls.
Yeah. No balls.
It's like, brother, you've been fed this numerous times. How have you whiffed it like so badly?
I know you're thinking of men and women.
Yeah.
Not snowmen and women. That's not a joke. That's just anatomical information.
Yes, problems. Didn't really think that one through.
Anatomical, not anatomical.
Analytical.
Analytical.
Yes.
That really fucked me off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
really,
balls.
really annoyed me. But this is where Jack obviously takes
He's got his fucked up face. And
he takes a little bath in the old truck bed of antifreeze.
Yes.
So is the building that they run into to have their scuffle in the corridor and then fall conveniently out of a window at exactly the same moment as the truck's reversing?
Yeah.
Is that building that they go into a brothel?
Expand.
What made you think that?
There are lots of people shushing behind locked
Yes.
doors. Oh, what if my
That
husband
was my
hears?
husband. Yes.
Yeah.
That was so weird. At first, I thought it was Sam's wife with someone. And because I heard a voice go, oh, it's my husband.
But there's a whole corridor. I guess there's a whole corridor, and they've got to have a reason why all the doors are locked. Like the same way as like you got to, guys, we've got to have a reason for this. Like I feel like at least this film had a second draft. You know,
see what
sometimes
you
you say
mean.
with the Fulcis,
see-
like
yeah.
there hasn't been a second draft. They just shot the first draft. This one had a second draft. It needed more, but it had a second draft at least.
Yes, you're right. It's like it's.
There needs to be a reason for all those doors to be shut for them to keep running down.
Yeah, we've got a
corridor.
problem. How do we solve it? What's going to keep the doors closed?
Brothel.
Brothel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take
or
it.
locked doors.
Yeah, but
Keys.
Brothel's funnier.
Keys.
Can I ask you both how you feel about baptizing your son in antifreeze?
And can I also talk about the fact that nobody seems to react how I imagine you would react when you're bathing in antifreeze? In your eyes, in your mouth.
In open wounds and cuts that you
Yeah.
clearly obtained over the last 20,
Yeah.
30 minutes of a fight. It wouldn't be good.
no.
But to then suffer that yourself and think,
Son.
get in there and oh
He
boy.
really does. And the boy
Dunks him. Dunks him. Pragmatic though, I like it.
Sometimes you just got to do it.
You got as a father,
He's amazing.
Parental instinct takes over.
you think,
Yeah.
He's amazing though because he has an icicle pushed into his heart and he pretends to die whilst with something piercing his heart. He goes, oh, and then goes, haha, gotcha. But there's still an icicle in his heart.
but it's melting though, isn't it? 'Cause the body temp.
Oh,
How? Yeah. Fine.
but that's it.
That's it. They put him in a bottle, and that's your
They bottle him up into lots of things, bury the bottles. Bubbly, bubbly, bubbly,
bubbly,
bubbly,
bubbly, bubbly. Game over.
We want a
Game
sequel.
over. There is a sequel.
There is a sequel.
Yeah, no, I know.
He's in the Caribbean.
Yeah, it's actually.
Oh no.
And
Oh
does-
no,
doesn't
I'm
he have,
sorry.
Like, kids? Doesn't he have snowballs that also have faces? And
Perhaps.
I feel like
I've only seen it once.
I feel me too.
Once was
It's
enough.
giving me Gremlins 2 vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's that sort of thing. They've relocated him, and he's got much more. He's much more cocksure because he's like, yeah, I'm from the first film, you know. But within the film, you can tell that it's like the snowman's got a bit big for his boots. He wears
Demanding
like, a Hawaiian
a
shirt.
trailer. And
Yeah.
I'm not
Will
gonna
you be
watch-
watching the second?
No.
Really?
Well, what is it in the summer? Or is it still a Christmas movie?
it's still a Christmas movie
Christmas
because it still involves a snowman.
Yeah.
By
the-
proxy.
in the Caribbean.
It's much like Die Hard 3
It's-
is still a
It
Christmas
actually
movie by
it
proxy.
turns Christmas in the Caribbean too,
Sure. I know I get that, but like not
because if you know the year.
what
I think that- I think they-
antifreeze in him. He's now invincible to heat.
He can't freeze.
So he's a
No,
puddle the
no,
whole
wait,
time.
no, he can't not freeze.
Can't unfreeze.
He can't
Unfreeze. Melt.
Melt.
He can't not freeze.
He can't not
Can't
melt.
unfreeze.
He can't unmelt.
Yes.
He can't unmelt.
He can't not unmelt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that seems like a great place to...
Yeah. To wrap that up. Any more thoughts on Jack Frost?
If you're going to watch it, watch the credits as well. There's loads of stuff in it. I especially like special thanks to Idiot, who I'm assuming is some kind of dog or something.
That came up a
but
few
yeah.
times, I think.
Because there's another thing is like, yeah, Spot Idiot. And also special thanks to Acts of Nature, Flash Flood, No Snow, High Winds.
And all of the credit cards were provided by the director.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Very good.
I hope you've enjoyed this visual delight.
Sorry for ruining Christmas.
Yeah. And your eyes.
It's going to get a lot worse.
Yeah, it absolutely
Oh, it
is. And you
really
might as
is.
well say next week we're coming back to you visually as well. Brad, what have we got coming up next week?
Why?
Next week, we have the delightful 2005 masterpiece. It's Charles Band's The Ginger Dead Man.
Yes. Fuck me.
2005.
Oh yeah. Can you not tell by their eyebrows? We'll get into that next week.
Yes. Thank God we've got a lovely break until we talk about that.
Yes.
Peace.